Hey everyone, little Tuesday update for you. We did speak to Kyle Shanahan yesterday. I was on a plane on the way back home, where actually I listened to it right before we took off. So just updates from Kyle Shanahan. Renata Green's toe injury, he's day to day, which is a good sign. So it's not terrible. He probably will be able to play on Sunday. George Kittle had some hamstring irritation. Kyle Shanahan said we'll see how the week goes with him, see how he feels on Wednesday. Same thing with Mitch Wishnowsky, who's been dealing with a back injury said it flared up a little bit. So they're going to evaluate some treatment options for him. So there may be a little issue with Mitch Wishnowsky and his back. So outside of that, everybody kind of came back pretty healthy. Nick Bosa, his hip was bothering him a little bit during the game, but he said that he thinks that it'll be fine this week. So a little bit sore, but other than that, not too much of a problem. A couple guys that they think they're going to get back this week, Chris Conley, maybe Kevin Givens. They don't think they're going to activate or open Dre Greenlaw's practice window yet. So Dre Greenlaw, again, the injury happened in February. It's just the beginning of November. They were thinking about week 9, 10, so maybe 11 or 12, they open up the window. And what we've seen from them throughout this year is that once they open the window for a guy, they are going to play that week. So I don't think they open the window and then he kind of just, is around kind of getting ready for the next couple of weeks. I think they really kind of wait until they are really close to being ready. So I think, once he's activated, maybe it's for, tough for these next two games. So Seattle, it's going to be a home game. It's not going to be freezing. It's going to be a little cooler than it has been in the Bay Area, but the next two games, Green Bay and Buffalo, I think it kind of depends how cold it's going to be. I think, bringing Christian McCaffrey back in Tampa where it was 85 degrees, I think was good because, you're not getting that really cold weather where the guys come off the field after being on the field for a long time and maybe get cold. So I think that was a good way for Christian McCaffrey to kind of make his return in that kind of heat, in that hot weather. He played 88% of the snaps. They did not hold back with him. He was out there a lot, not great in the running game. So now I get these really interesting facts from Next Gen Stats, and they're the ones that have put the sensors in the shoulder pads for the guys. Um, so everybody's shoulder pads has one sensor on each side, offensive lineman, and I think it's just offensive lineman. There's one in the center and the back. So they're about the size of like five dimes stacked on top of each other, and they wear those, and that's how they can tell, where players are during the game. And you see those kind of neat graphics where, the route that the guy ran, how fast they were going. So Christian McCaffrey in his first game back faced a stacked box on 52.85% of his rush attempts, which is higher than any other running back in week 10. So the Buccaneers really stacked the box, really wanted to shut down the running game and force Brock Purdy to throw the ball. McCaffrey was still, he's still getting back up to speed, is what they said. 39 yards on 13 carries. He was negative 34 yards over expected. So it's the lowest, second lowest on the week. So, these runs were blocked for a certain amount. They expect him to run a certain amount. He was negative 34 yards. But I really think, it's not on Christian McCaffrey, it's on how it's blocked. And Christian McCaffrey, any hole in the offensive line that he gets, he's really hitting it hard and getting through. So I think that it's going to get better for Christian McCaffrey just as he goes along. 7.7 of his carries went over expectations. So that was the lowest. But I think he'll get better. He was really effective in the passing game, 68 yards. And I think that him just being involved in the passing game opens up things for everyone else. I mean, you look at how Brock Purdy distributed the ball across the board and distributed the ball across the board, and everybody was involved. So, I mean, you look at Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle. So Juwan Jennings, did I say that already? Anyways, everybody was involved in the receiving game. So I think that opens it up for Christian McCaffrey opens it up for everybody else. Ricky Pearsall's touchdown. I mean, I think it was so I think everybody is so happy for Ricky Pearsall to actually have scored a touchdown after everything he's been to. 71 days after being shot in the chest, he scores his first NFL touchdown. He had a 19.1% chance of scoring on that touchdown. It was a 46-yarder. He had 31 yards over expected. So on the catch, which was pretty incredible, also. I mean, he reached out to get it, stutter stepped, and then kind of ran into the end zone. He reached a top speed of 19.47 miles per hour. So he was running almost 19 and a half miles per hour. So you can drive that in your car, look at the speedometer, but keep your eyes on the road, and you can see how fast Ricky Pearsall was running. Pretty incredible. That was the fastest he's run through his first 3 games this season. So pretty impressive. I know Kyle Juszczyk grabbed the ball for him. He has it, so he's gonna maybe put some sort of memento area up in his room or something. So Brock Purdy on the George Kittle touchdown. That was also an amazing one. I mean, George Kittle with the toe tap in the corner of the end zone. Brock Purdy held onto the ball for 8.62 seconds before finding George Kittle. That is the third longest time that a quarterback has had to throw a touchdown this season. 8.62 seconds. Count one Mississippi, two Mississippi, to get almost to 9. That's how long Brock Purdy was scrambling around in the back of the, in the behind the offensive line before finding George Kittle. Pretty incredible. 11-yard throw. That was, I would think, George Kittle, like every one of his catches in the game was pretty remarkable, right? Tipped one up to himself. He had the toe tapping one in the end zone, and then the other one where he ran through like 5 defenders. I mean, George Kittle is one of one. He just incredible guy. And what he does for servicemen across the country, veterans, just you can't find a better all-around guy. All right, so one more other update from Next Gen Stats. The 49ers offense recorded season highs in yards after catch, 182 yards after catch over expected, and 20 yards over catch plays in week 10 against the Buccaneers. So the Niners are also now 17-2 in all games played after their bye week since 2022, best in the NFL. And 13-11 in games played before their bye week since 2022. Kyle Shanahan is 43-18 in all games played after the 49ers bye week in his career as head coach, which is the third best record in the NFL since 2017. That was a lot to say, but in essence, in summary, the 49ers are always getting yards after catch. I mean, the Yak brothers, right? I think it was not as evident against the Dallas Cowboys, but against the Buccaneers, they got a ton of yards after catch, especially George Kittle. He just is so good at that. So, um, highest yards after catch and always over expected. I think that's what you see from Deebo Samuel, from George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey, and soon to be Ricky Pearsall. So, no availability on Tuesday. Guys take this day to recover. They do the massage therapy, acupuncture, chiropractor, all that type of stuff. Recovery is Tuesday. It's Tuesday recovery day. Wednesday, tomorrow, I'll go back up to the 49ers. We'll talk to Kyle Shanahan and see a little practice, see who's out there. So I'll give you another update tomorrow on Wednesday. For now, signing off. Hope you guys have had a good Monday and Tuesday so far.